بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. One of the main reasons why people struggle to believe in Allah is because of the concept of evil, which is called theodicy in philosophy. And the whole idea is, if God is so merciful, how can evil exist? How can God do so many evil actions? Allama ibn Qayyim al-Jawzi rahmatullah alayhi in Al-Fawaid, he says something that answers this question. And it's a simple answer that a lot of people struggle with. And what he says is that good and evil has to do with human beings. Actions in and of themselves are neither good nor bad. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says in the Quran, Wallahu khalaqakum wa ma ta'amalun, that Allah is the one who created you and your actions. Human beings, we earn the actions, or the actions are created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to explain this concept, let me give you an example. Let's say I'm just a regular employee at a company and I go into the office and I say, well, this office needs to move from this place to this. This desk needs to be moved from this location to that one. The lights over here needs to be moved and taken to another place. Or these files over here should be moved and relocated. If I just come in and cause ruckus in the office, people would look at me and be like, what's wrong with you? This is not your right to do. But if somebody else, who's such as a manager, if the manager was to come in and do the exact same actions, they move around the office, they move around the desks, they move around the files, they move around the lights, people will say, well, that's more like a strategic move. The person is looking after the office and seeing what's more beneficial. So it's the exact same action, but when it was related to somebody who was not a manager, then we said that the person was causing corruption, was causing havoc, was wreaking havoc in the office and causing chaos. Whereas when the same action was done by the manager, we said that the manager is actually using his or her strategy. It's coming in with a game plan. It's coming in that's going to benefit the company. Exact same action in relation to one person was bad, in relation to the other person was good. And so same thing applies to all the actions. The good and bad has to do with human beings, not when it is related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything, belongs to Allah. So Allah can literally do anything and everything with His creation. It's only when we do certain actions that it will be either considered a good thing or a bad thing. So taking out money from the pocket is an action. When I take money out from my own pocket, that'll be considered a good thing because I want to take out and give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give it for a good cause, for charity, for feeding somebody, for helping somebody in need. But if I reach out and take out money from someone else's pocket, that will be considered dhulm, oppression. Why? Because that money was supposed to belong to the other person and not me and not my pocket. So it's the exact same action. It's just taking out money from the pocket. But when I do it myself, that is considered a good thing. But when I do that thing with somebody else, that's a bad thing. So in relation to me, that's a good thing. In relation to the other person, that's a bad thing. And so it really solves the whole issue of evil because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala owns everything. And good and bad is attributed to the actions of human beings and not the creation of Allah.